It's Friday the 13th of August and we've seen an amazing amount of growth on the dahlias this last week. There's buds everywhere and I'm actually a bit concerned now that we're running a little bit early despite knocking buds back. A bit earlier than I would like anyway for reaching that peak of flower in mid-September. This year's an old variety called Carstone Ruby, still a good reliable miniature deck, and just look at the buds there. We've got Avoca Amanda here which can be quite late, so we'll stop this a little bit early, but these are standing almost 4 foot tall and just so healthy, and these ones are actually planted in that green waste I keep mentioning. As are the Hillcrest Kismet, in fact all of this plot here. That's looking across our main plot. 28 nets of 120 dahlias in here. This area here is a bit of an experiment, mainly for cut flower, but they're planted a lot closer, 8 inches between the plants within the row and 16 inches apart, so a double row in the nets but just 8 inches apart. And this last net here that we're looking at now, it's still got buds on, but this actually didn't get planted until I think it was the 15th of July. And this is 100. And this is purely planted in the past 100 compost, organic green waste. Big mound of it, laid on top of cardboard. It's about 12-15 inches deep, and all we did was add some fast grow chicken pellets and seaweed fertiliser to that. So there's no soil, just purely in a mound of organic compost, green waste. I think I mentioned that when we produced the first catalogue back in the 20s, it was actually included name varieties of delphiniums. So these were planted a week ago, and I think I might have mentioned I wished I'd planted them earlier, i.e. last year, so we had a good show for this. But look at this border now. The Centenary border. That's right across the fields there. 6,500 dahlias, and I think it was 5,500 chrysanthemums in here this year. I'm sorry, the sun's coming through from the other side there. But everything in here has really taken off. When I consider what it was like about 6 weeks ago, still a bit overgrown, virtually nothing in. It's amazing what you can do and what dahlias will do once you get them out. Really filling it up, and they'll act as a good soil cleaner as well. Very quick growing and a good smotherer, so smothering the weeds that might be there. And as for the bedding dahlias, I don't think I've ever had them looking so good. And again, these are planted in beds that were rotavated, fertiliser added, and then 2 inches of green waste planted, spread on top. and then the Dahlias effectively planted into that. So one row bedders, and then the giant. So you got Aggie White and Alba Supreme there. One or two buds appearing on those varieties. They're a bit late normally, and then that's the giant decking cactus. So yes, probably a little bit smaller than a lot of yours, but with this windy site that we've got, helps us. And then again another row of bedders here, and these are planted into the starch film, which will biodegrade. And again, they're looking superb. Creme de Cassis there, just starting to flower. Preston Park varieties from the 50s there. And then some of the miscellaneous varieties. You got Hadrian Sunlight filling up, Honker, Twinings After 8, Totally Tangerine in flower there. Hadrian's Midnight just starting to come into its own, and then Moonfire. Which reminds me, looking at that little group of Cosmos there, I've got some more that I can plant just to fill a few gaps up. It's taken a bit of a team effort to get all of this done, so I'm very grateful for that. Been trying to get it done with some of the lads, which has meant everybody else has been sort of covering, if you like, but it's worked really well. I'm happy with it. And that's it for this week. I'm sure next week there'll be a bit more colour to show, a week earlier than I'd wanted, but hey, we'll see what the weather's like. Have a good weekend.